For all of his pleading and hopes, true love will forever be lost to Aaron and to others like him. Aw, could the broken strings' lack of true love really be all that awaits their fate?
He deserves better? Lada?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I suppose it can't be helped. What? He deserves better.
He deserves better. Everyone does. I love the fact that soulmates exist, and every night I dream of the day I'll meet mine. He's bound to be incredible, and we'll be with each other through, thick and thin, basking in the perfection of our relationship. I just know it.
Are they together?
No, but are the details really fair? Among those who have soulmates, some of us meet our true beloveds when they're only children. Others meet them with mere years, months, even days before death, inevitably snipping the string.
Oh.
And then there are people like Aaron, like whomever was on the other side of his string, the people who never get to meet their soulmates, who will always feel hollow in their hearts if they decide to pursue relationships. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense that something so all-knowing and all-foreseeing as fate itself could have failed to account for those with broken strings. But there's nothing I can do about it, so I shake my head and continue tugging Aaron outside. He needs to go home, drink a gallon of water to prevent the migraines, and get as much sleep as he can. Both of us do. He also needs to eat something.
Yeah.
Has he eaten anything?
No.
Also, make him stand up.
Luke? Wait, why are we in the computer room? The time jumps in this game are weird. It doesn't be like, the next day. It's just like...
It's not even like a blackout and then fade back in. It's like,
just kind of like
done.
a fade. And it's like, BT dubs, next day. Like, oh, alright.
I stretch and a small joyful sound escapes my mouth. Yes. Finally done. Has it been 2 months already?
Apparently.
Is this game that short?
Yep.
I roll my neck back and the popping sounds makes me both grossed out and weirdly pleased.
I'm sure there's a word for that feeling as well.
Then for a good moment, silence fills the air.
Thanks, team. Only the PowerPoint left.
His voice is uncharacteristically weak and I lick my lips.
I click my lips.
I lick my lips in awkward discomfort, only to chastise myself for the feeling. If anyone should be nervous, it should be Aaron. I have no reason to fret. But today's the first time I've seen him after leaving him with some Uber driver after forcing him out of the party. Although he did send me a series of apologetic, still half-drunken texts the next morning, and we texted each other curt, to-the-point messages about our meeting place earlier today, we haven't really talked about what happened. His uncharacteristic lack of bubbliness isn't helping.
We've certainly been a lot faster than I anticipated.
His voice sounds somewhat stilted. He slides a glance at me as he brushes the hair out of his eyes, and it's obvious we're both thinking the same thing about a certain boy who would normally be chattering away in excitement and glee right about now. It's all thanks to you guys. Really, all the brilliant ideas, finding resources from God knows where. Again, silence. Luke chimes in after another beat of unbearable hesitation, and I silently thank him 100 times over.
And you're a very speedy writer. That's thanks to you, too.
From the hesitation in his voice, it doesn't sound like he's used to doling out compliments, but at least he's trying. That says something.
That's a start.
Thanks. Luke looks down at his phone, and when my own phone vibrates a moment later, I realize he has sent me a text.
The party obviously didn't go very well. What happened?
I briefly considered texting
I
him
love
the
Luke.
details. But the details aren't particularly interesting, so I don't bother. Aaron was obnoxious, yes, but aren't all drunks. It's not like he killed a man.
With this thumb.
Besides, Aaron doesn't even remember most of what happened from what he's texted me, and it feels almost petty to tattle. Nothing major, he just had more alcohol than he anticipated. That's all.
Alright, just wanted to check since both of you look incredibly uncomfortable right now.
Both of us? No, just Aaron.
No, it's both of you. Although Aaron is in significantly worse shape.
Uh-huh, if you say so. With that, Luke rises from his seat and lifts his backpack onto his shoulders.
Well, I have to meet someone now. I have an event that way. We can decide our next meeting place through text. Yeah, see ya.
Bye, Luke. Thanks for nothing.
Talk to you guys later.
Whoop.
Zoop.
He strides outside, and
Oh,
Aaron...
it was a stride for sure.
Yep, and Aaron and I are left to talk to each other alone. Or not. I'd be fine with it if it weren't for the way he's fidgeting nonstop in his seat and failing to look me properly in the eyes. Probably from embarrassment about last night, I would assume. Now that Luke, who was sitting between us, is gone, there is a huge gap between Aaron and me that I find myself closing by wheeling my chair towards him. After a few more seconds of the unbearable silence, I decide to say something. We're acting like toddlers.
I'm sorry.
We speak up simultaneously, and after a slight hesitation, I chuckle lightly. You have nothing to be sorry about. Yes, he does.
I do, though.
I thought you blacked out. He said you didn't remember anything.
No, I don't, but Irene does.
You asked her? Part of me is impressed, even though I shouldn't be. He was sober when he was rejected, and from the expression on his face back then, I'd say, though, he'd never have the balls to speak to her again unless absolutely necessary. I don't say that. Of course I don't.
Val, of course I asked her. It wasn't hard to realize I must have done something wrong when I woke up with half the day's worth of memories gone and immediately began reaching into the closest... Retching into the closest trash can I can. What? He threw up.
Yes.
I'm not going through that again.
That makes two of us. Should be obvious that I'm merely teasing him from the way my lips curve into a slight smile when I roll my eyes, but Aaron just nods so solemnly that I can't help but groan.
I didn't remember anyone else from the party, so of course I asked Irene. I thought about asking you, but, well, I'm glad I didn't.
Seriously, you didn't do anything. If I was pissed off, it wasn't necessarily because of you.
I guess, but I did promise you that I would drink in moderation multiple times. Making a fool out of myself, talking about aliens or whatever, and then dropping me onto the floor so you couldn't make me leave? That's a new low.
He chuckles to himself, but there's no levity in his voice.
Irene had videos.
Wait, what? Videos?
No, not her, but some others posted clips onto their Snapchat stories when you were taking me outside.
Oh, no.
Wow, this game is really relevant to right now. Snapchat, Uber drivers.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Aaron shrugs, biting his lip.
I think most people were happy when I finally left, so thanks for that. And for, preventing me from doing anything really stupid.
It's fine. What are friends for, right? He nods, but he still looks so downcast that I find myself nudging him, trying to cheer him up. Hey, do you think you can get me a copy of those videos? Aaron cracks a tiny smile, which I take as a small victory.
Absolutely not.
Aw, come on. Not even a sign of your gratitude? You've no idea how much I suffered for you. His smile fades, and I mentally berate myself for saying the wrong thing.
Really, Val, I'm sorry. I didn't know that I'd be that much of a pain in the ass. I didn't even know it was possible to get drunk that fast. Same.
Well, not on normal drinks. But you have to remember you had shots from their tubs. You can't trust whatever concoction people serve at parties.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Could be straight Everclear for all we know.
I guess. I wasted your time, though. I'm sorry. I'm sure you'd much rather spend it working on the project with Luke.
Our time, and I wouldn't say it was wasted, just spent on a new experience together. Not all experiences can be great, The important thing is that we had those experiences at all.
I guess.
He's still unable to meet my eyes, his lower lip between his teeth. I give him another slight nudge with a teasing smile. Besides, you could have been worse. Like a lot worse.
I don't see how.
Well, for one, you didn't throw off all of your clothes and start dancing on a table.
That's oddly specific. Was that what your experience was like?
No. Oh, God, no, but I hear it's relatively common.
Right.
There's a newly kindled spark in his eyes as he speaks. He clearly does not believe me, even though I'm telling the truth. I roll my eyes, refusing to feel the fire. Whatever. Anyway, you didn't get into a fight with anyone either, so there's another plus. Look at you, all injuryless. Injuryless. Stellar addiction. Aaron manages a weak laugh.
Okay, Val, okay.
Aaron forms a half-hearted grin at me.
Well, lesson learned. I'll be much more careful next time.
Next time? There's going to be a next time?
Don't worry, Val. Now that I know how terrible I am, I won't be dragging you with me, and I'll make sure to actually exercise some self-control so I don't make much of a fool out of myself.
That's good, I suppose. Just Don't die,
Don't
okay? Die. Especially if I won't be there to rescue you.
I'll try my best, but no guarantees.
I feign a huff, but quickly glance at Aaron to ensure he's alright. Thankfully, our banter seems to have cheered him up some, and he's no longer as stooped as the hunchback of Notre Dame. He's still not in great shape, but he's better. I glance sideways at Aaron's screen and find that he's already closed out of the document for our team project. Color-coded text fills my vision, and when I try to read it, I find that none of it makes sense. It's code. Having fun with that?
I wish. I'm not quite
masochistic
enough for that. For numbers? For codes? What?
I'm not either.
What?
What are you working on?
Just intro stuff. It's probably gonna bore you since it bores me to tears and I'm the major.
Do you not like the class or just the project? Aaron shrugs, puffing air into his cheeks briefly like a chipmunk.
Maybe a bit of both.
Do you like how he didn't actually do it?
Do the thing that he always does? Yeah. It'll probably get better as I get into higher level classes, but fundamentals are nice and all, but we can't really do anything with it. So, what's the point?
I can't tell if you're ambitious or unmotivated.
Definitely both.
I think the two words are mutually exclusive, Aaron.
Still, definitely both.
I roll my eyes and cross my arms, suppressing a smile. If you say so. What do you want to do with your degree, anyway? I don't even know what careers there are, but I'm sure there are quite a few. There's plenty for journal... No, there's not. And it's supposedly an almost dead-end major. Supposedly. I tisk at the words, knowing full well that my life will be just fine with the degree, and Aaron smiles.
Game design, indie corporate, I don't care. As long as I'm contributing somehow to the creation of games, I'll be happy.
Oh, that suits you, that's for sure.
Yeah, your hair.
Aaron beams at my comment, eliciting a giggle from me.
I think so too. Games make the world go round, and game designers are the true heroes among us.
Well, I think that's pushing it.
You just haven't played enough games to understand how magical it is. Games save lives.
Is that anecdotal?
Anyway, games save lives, Al.
So you've said. I stifle a laugh and Aaron feigns a huff. So, is your goal to save everyone's life, one game at a time?
What? Well, sure. Yes, of course. My long-term goal, though...
Oh, what now? Do you want to become a dictator or something by making games? Great goal, by the way. Super realistic.
Shush you.
Well, I really am curious, even if I'm teasing you.
My long-term goal is to make a game that will bring my wife to me. What? What?
In what world? Well, he really is obsessed with the thought of dating, although I can't blame him, since I know about his string. I briefly wonder how the strings actually work. Can they affect personalities and dreams, or do the strings simply predict the future, albeit only a limited extent, and predict which people will be compatible in the long run? Or, hell, could it be possible that the string assignment is random? Maybe the strings just have the ability to tie two people together and essentially force them to love each other regardless of actual compatibility. Alright. Aaron speaks up again, distracting me from my futile, aimless thoughts.
One day, an awesome, beautiful, sweet girl's gonna play my games and think, man, this guy's a blessing on earth.
I crow at that, probably way too
plot
loudly.
Twist. The person that made this is Aaron, and...
Aaron nudges me with his elbow, grinning from ear to ear.
Okay, maybe not quite that last bit. Thanks for the vote of confidence. By the way, maybe this fangirl will seek me out, fall in love with me, and marry me, and then she'll love games so much that she'll be like a game developer too. And we could be like the power couple of a century. She'll be my, what's the word, soulmate?
Stop laughing and freeze in my seat.
Cries.